Welcome to Tarot of the Day, and it has been a challenging day for me to get this tarot reading out to you because every time I start, I have to start again. First, my clip for my phone has snapped off, and I am holding my phone right now to do the reading. But then again, now I can show you the outside. It is so pretty out here. Second was loud noises and all kinds of other distractions, which does not surprise me one bit because right now we start Mercury in retrograde. So what does that mean? Well, Reed would say Mercury is in the Gatorade, is her favorite way of saying it, because and it's perfect because it personifies how communications are broken up. Retrograde works when the celestial constellation appears like it's working or traveling in the opposite direction that it historically does. And in this case, it's with Mercury. So it's communications, it's messages, it's decisions, it's all kinds of things. So what I would like to encourage everyone here to do is not cut their hair, don't sell your home, don't move to Abu Dhabi, and perhaps dating that ex who was a piece of garbage is not a good idea. Your conscious cognitive thoughts are going to go backwards. Your communication is going to be hicklety-picklety. You can expect a lot of fights. Mercury is marching backwards across the sky until the retrograde is over. That being said, on with the reading we go. Earth, air, fire, and water. All right, first card, Earth card, the star inverted. So the star card is all about getting that transcendent moment in your mind. It's when you are at one with the entire universe. Everything seems to be at peace. Things are working well, and you know your purpose. It is inverted, and it is in the house of Earth. Whatever you nurture will come back to you. Whatever you give will be returned to you. And that is especially when it comes to nurturing. What you put in, you get out. If you're living a life in which you're not really aligning your goals with your objectives and you're asking yourself to fall backwards and smack on your butt, sit down in your time in your meditation and reflect on if your goals match your objectives, if the steps that you're taking are leading you to your destination. Because if they're not, then you are inevitably going to be marching straight towards emotional upsetness and the inability to proceed forward. That is a very important thing to remember, especially when it comes to retrograde, when you are not at your best to make your decisions. It's a beautiful moment for reflection. And write down everything you reflect, because your mind's going to be in a different constellation planet movement. So, yeah, seek that star. Make sure you're going in the right direction. In our air, we have air on top of air. We have Seven of Swords. This guy always shows his ugly face for some reason, and I think he needs to get popped in the mouth. But he's there for a reason, to give us the warning. It's the thief. The thief who comes before the eve of battle to steal your swords and put you in a position. This is actually very good and apt for Mercury in retrograde, or the beginning of Mercury in retrograde with the Seven of Swords, because our thoughts are not our own. Our thoughts are being stolen and taken away on a run, right? So when you start going towards this, evaluating your goals, remember, we are in retrograde. Don't allow your thoughts to steal from where you're doing. Reflect, don't act. If you act, you will smash into a brick wall, fall flat on your butt, and you're going to find yourself in a position where you're in excruciating pain, and you don't want that. All right, so now that brings us to the good old passion card of Strength. Strength is a wonderful card. If you look at it, she's actually worked really, really hard with the transcendence to get the infinity symbol. So she's transcended to a point where the foul activities of the lion and the meanness of the lion can be tamed. She can put her hand in the lion's mouth and not lose it. This is all about your passions, especially as we enter into retrograde. So, we're going to want to start doing some things. We're going to want to start making movements towards that star. We're going to want to start meditating more, doing yoga, running, jumping. Retrograde, anything started in a Mercury retrograde will put you in a position where you probably will not finish it. You're going to have to sit there and have the strength not to make any action moves. This is not a time for action. This is a time for reflection, planning, preparation. Anything you do may be done through the lens of being blinded by it. Don't do that. Take 5, sit down and do a lot of journaling. Shadow work in retrograde hurts. It makes you bleed. It makes you broken. But at the end of it, you bring out all these things that you never would have thought that you would find. And it's time to start doing that in this. Again, with that intuitive side, you want to start putting 2 and 2 together. With the chariot being torn into multiple directions, tearing the chariot apart, unruly horses, unruly thoughts, unruly directions to east and west, we are seeing ourselves trying to pull ourselves apart. It's time to sit there cognitively and spiritually, emotionally, physically, and make your internal work come through. It's time to open that skeleton closet and pull out all those dark secrets and look at them and weigh them. Head card, Ace of Pentacles. Heart card, Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles inverted. Ooh, pretty card. So with the Ace of Pentacles inverted, it's talking about new and adventurous home and work stuff. Don't make business decisions during retrograde. Don't make home decisions during retrograde. If you want to build a house during retrograde, you may as well put Simtech in the basement foundation, because once retrograde is over, it probably will blow up in your face. Take time. Don't change anything. That's what that card is saying and screaming to the top of its lungs. Don't change anything. It's a time for reflection. It's time to not thieve from yourself, having that strength in your passions, and put your shit together in your head so that when retrograde's over, then you can start moving. Instead, nurture. Nurture that in which you have the Queen of Pentacles. Nurture, nurture, nurture. It is time for you to start feeding into what you already have, not starting what you want to start. That was a very, very loud tarot reading for the first day of retrograde. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, share. I'm hopefully, if everything goes to plan, going to be interviewing a guy named Paxton tonight for my podcast, and that dude has some wicked awesome energy. So stay tuned, and we'll have another episode out next week. Have a wonderful day. I hope you can weather retrograde better than the last one has been for me, and we shall see what happens. Have a wonderful day.